While I understand the power gap between Boruto and others given his Otsutsukification, I do hope other characters can find their own ways to catch up and contribute. I don't want to see Sarada's potential be wasted on her being put in these situations where she needs to be saved. But I feel like Kawaki's constant taking of LS is actually a good thing. And not just because of the potential to delve into the theme of hard work versus shortcuts as some suggest, but because of some of the things I feel were best about Kawaki in the first place. One of the best plot twists of Boruto, in my opinion, is the omnipotence twist. And I feel like one of the things that worked well about it was how Kawaki's desperation and emotional state led him to make a drastic decision, and it showed off so much about where his character was. And I feel like we're heading to a potential point like that again for him. Not only is Kawaki losing a lot and facing threats who know Naruto is alive, risking the exposure of his lies, but the arrest of Boruto can also run this risk because there's already people like Amato and Shikamaru realizing/learning things. But what if Boruto chooses to tell? He told Shikamaru, even though he knows the effects of omnipotence. Or what if something Boruto says about his experiences causes doubts for some? And again, even without Boruto, the divine trees pose a threat to the world Kawaki's made and struggles to even fully embrace. My point is, I feel like Kawaki's loss was purposeful. Like Code, whose losses in NNG led to the creation of the claw grimes and thus the divine trees, I feel like Kawaki losing is intentional. I could see Kawaki taking some desperate measures to get stronger to protect his facade. Maybe he'll seek augmentations from Amato. Maybe he'll eat a thorn soul bulb rather than using it to save someone. Whatever the case, I feel like Kawaki losing could give us the chance to make another drastic decision which will do something interesting with his character. We just have to get there first. And I do believe we'll get there, because we know Kawaki will be a huge opponent for Boruto later on due to the flash forward, unless it's just all that build up only for Boruto to just one-shot Kawaki. Let's talk about Code LS. I think Code is stronger than Jigen, however being stronger than someone doesn't mean you automatically win a battle. You also got to have good battle IQ. You can have all the strength in the world, but if you're not good with it or know how to use it effectively, then it doesn't mean anything. Even though Code is stronger than Jigen, I still believe Jigen can still beat Code because of his abilities and battle IQ. Code is not smart at all, hand has horrible battle IQ, so he can easily get outsmarted by someone like Sasuke. Even Shikamaru and Amato outsmarted him. So what you don't have in strength you can make up in somewhere else unless the gap is too wide. To simply put it, you can't beat them in strength, you gotta beat them using something else. Would Prime Naruto and Sasuke beat Code? I'd say maybe they should be able to. It wouldn't be easy, but it shouldn't be as hard as Jigen. Current Naruto and Sasuke know, as they are a lot weaker. Lastly, Sasuke got lucky. Code decided not to kill him because just because you're bitten doesn't mean he can't be killed after he's bitten. For some reason, Code didn't kill him and just decided to leave. When Code was telling Eida he can beat Naruto and Sasuke, he probably could, he just might struggle with it, which is why he wanted to wait until he got his limiters removed, and V2 Karma Boruto is arguably stronger than current Sasuke. As far as the people he's actually fought without his limiters, Demon and Timeskip Boruto are both far stronger than Jigen and are more experienced than Code. Another part of that is her didn't know how strong Demon was and massively underestimated his strength. That's something you don't do. He was arrogant in saying he felt like no one could beat him. Code hasn't fought anyone weaker than him until Sasuke in the time skip. I think until the fight is fully covered, which they should have done when they revealed it, it's difficult to make definitive conclusions. While Code is strong, there's nothing preventing him from being an idiot or making a mistake. There's so many unknowns in the scene. We can't make conclusions about whether Sasuke was keeping in mind Amato's statement regarding Code's power. We don't know how much the claw grimes helped. We don't know whether Code was aware about the claw grimes' ability to absorb Sasuke, or whether that would even matter. We don't know if Code got distracted by something. Convincing arguments can be made in all directions. We do not even know how nerfed Sasuke was at the end of the day. What we do know is that the series like to show shinobi outsmarting their science tool user/Otsutsuki counterparts as they get their powers without hard work and training. It's part of the biggest underlying theme in Boruto, which covers the role of a shinobi. In fact, the manga already covers a situation similar to Sasuke cutting a Jigen level codes, I went and had a Chunin level Boruto stab one of Fuse Momoshiki's hand Rinnegan. We know Chunin Boruto isn't anywhere near the level of Momoshiki. He did this also without being speed relative to Momoshiki. The above example shows a common problem with power scaling Boruto. Since we have other feats of Boruto, we know he's still the level of a kid, but if we didn't, everyone would just assume Boruto is an Otsutsuki level character. Same with if we didn't have other feats of Fuse Momoshiki. We'd think he's the level of a Chunin. We actually see this as a problem when it comes to scaling the Kage, scaling code, and so forth. I just think going along with the narrative just makes things more enjoyable and works well enough. We had multiple sources says code is stronger than Jigen, and it was clearly a point the author was trying to make. Guess he is. Hopefully one day we get to see what cool things Sasuke pulled off to get his eye. It's just my own thinking. If I'm wrong, let me know in comments section and subscribe.